Welcome to another episode of the Cool Tools Show and Tell. Our special guest this week is Christina K. Christina, could you introduce yourself to our audience?
Yeah, as Kevin said, my name is Christina. I'm a home organizer based in Metro Vancouver, Canada area that helps the neurodivergent to the neurotypical organize their spaces.
Well, great. Fantastic. Thank you for joining us. We welcome to hear your current recommendations of cool tools. So, Christina, what's number one on your list today?
The first thing I thought I would show is a physical item. It's called a Snackle Box. Now, for those who are on TikTok or Instagram Reels, you might have seen this already, but it was quite the rage, I think, during the summer, and I decided to buy one off of Amazon. It is, for those who can't see, a box that is a bit bigger than an 8 by 11 piece of paper or A4 piece of paper and has 8 little containers about 2 inches, 3 inches wide, 3 inches long, 2 inches wide, and each little box has a little um, snack inside that you can use. It's great for kids, it's great for camping, it's great for going out. It's just great for having around. The reason it's called a Snackle Box is because it kind of looks like a tackle box, but you put snacks
I
in
see.
it.
I see.
So
Okay.
it's just like a little pun, but
Um,
also
And it
has
has a clear top and
yes.
handles in the middle, and then I guess the lid itself comes up. Um, that is a little bit like some of the tool organizers I have, but
Yes, yes.
those tool organizers have something, and I want to ask whether this has, which is that you can turn the tool organizer upside down and sideways, and the ingredients
Mm.
don't mix because they're
I think this particular one
right.
wouldn't allow you to do that, but
Okay.
other ones probably would. There's so
Okay.
many knockoffs on Amazon,
All right.
or other places that you could see could do it. Also, like it's a bit weird, but if you cleaned out your tool box, I bet some it would work as a snackle box too.
Well, they're very tiny little ones, but yes, they probably would. Um, so, yeah, and the advantage in the tools, and I assume in the Snackle box, is that you can take out a little bin
Yes, that's
separately
correct.
and close the thing, and so you have a separate little bin that you work on without endangering the rest of the
Yeah,
bit of
so
the
like
bins. Right,
for the listener, I'm just taking one out and it's just like a little individual box that's
right,
like say a tiny pencil
right,
box, you could almost say
right.
size. And you can put I have crackers in this particular one, but you can
Sure,
put
sure.
anything in it.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You might be able to use some of the Stanley organizers are called that work this a similar way. So these are called Snackle boxes. Okay, and you said there's many. Is the one that you are using, is that particularly better than any of the others, or are you just introducing the generic form here?
I think I'm just using an Amazon knockoff. I don't know who
Okay.
the original company. I just know the name is Snackle Box.
Okay. So there are many, but they're all maybe very similar. Not
Yes.
necessarily one better than the others.
Yes. They're about like I found 15 bucks Canadian, so maybe
Okay.
you can get one for 10 US.
Okay. All right. And do they have other uses besides snacks? I guess it's like for a picnic or
Yeah, you do picnic. I also imagine this would be good for sewing supplies.
uh-huh.
You could
Okay.
also do it to like organize a lots of little. I mean, you could even use a Snackle Box to organize your tools, like your nut, quite literally your nuts and
Yeah.
bolts. This isn't just this case sorting my nuts and bolts of food.
Yeah. I do see in the link that you sent that there are other Snackle boxes do the bins go all the way up to the top. Well, actually some
Mm.
of them don't even have bins. They're more like separated.
Yeah,
So you want you,
I
you
wanted bins,
you want to have
but you can get
bins.
ones with just separators.
Yeah. But you want to have bins and you want the bins, the sides to go up to the top so that if you do invert, some little kid knocks it over,
Yes.
whatever, things don't get all intermixed. So, okay, Snackle boxes, great, great idea. So, Christina, what's another tool?
So there's this app called Finch. And it is an app, a self-care app. If for those who are around my age, a zillennial, for example, you might have remembered Tamagotchi, which is a little digital pet that you got like that looked like a little egg, and you could take care of it, water it, feed it. This is kind of similar, but instead of just watering it, feeding it to water and feed it,
Hmm.
um, as Kevin is showing, it's
Hmm.
your new best friend, and
Hmm.
also for myself, it's a little burb,
Hmm.
and you can decorate your home by collecting what's called rainbow stones.
I see.
And so rainbow when you collect those rainbow stones by completing tasks. So for
Okay.
me, I always forget to floss my teeth. So if I want to decorate my burb with a little hat, I have to earn
Uh-huh.
enough rainbow stones. And if I want to earn rainbow stones, I
I
must
see.
floss twice a day.
Okay. Cool. And how long has yours been going for?
This is my work version, so this one I use to get work tasks done, but my
Okay.
other one is very well decorated and it has like a special bed and it has like a teapot and matching clothes and matching bed and matching rug. So it's like I you can use it for anything really. You could put in custom goals. They have something called journeys where you
Hmm.
can like focus on being positive. So I write down something every day that I'm grateful for and I get
Hmm.
rainbow stones as a result. Or I can, there's ones where you like remember to take your prescription and it has specific reminders. I actually got the chance to meet up with the Finch app development team in Vancouver because they had a meetup and they were
Hmm.
very nice people. They were very open to feedback, and it was
Hmm.
very interesting to talk to them because this is technically an app company, and
Hmm.
they weren't interested in, climbing the corporate ladder, so to speak, and trying to get like VC money, but they were very focused on creating a product that people wanted to use and thinking very thoughtfully and carefully about growth.
Right.
So it was really interesting that they took their own values to heart in caring for
Hmm.
themselves and not trying to
Right.
grow the company, and instead making a product that they loved and cared about.
And do you have a target audience in mind when you're recommending this?
Finch actually is available for kids.
Hmm.
So for kids who like don't want to brush their teeth or don't want to eat this or don't want to have broccoli, that's a good app. The app, um, you can't really communicate with other birds. You can be friends with birds and give each other rainbow stones and give each other little clothes, but you can't communicate in the app, so it's quite
Hmm.
safe for kids. This app is also good for people with neurodivergence, autism, ADHD, OCD, depression. One of the first things that on your goals that you could have is get out of bed, which for some people can
Hmm.
be very difficult. And it can also just be good for, I think, anyone who loves something cute,
Hmm.
who wants to take better care of themselves,
Right,
who wants to
right.
focus a bit more on their mental health. I think it's a wide range of people.
Would this sort of would this fairly be classified as gamifying things?
Yes, I think that's a good way of putting it. Gamifying self-care, but it's
Hmm.
not like to the point of like gambling. It's
Hmm.
just to the point of just like
Getting point.
rewarding
Yeah.
and encouraging
Mhm.
good behavior.
Okay. Finch. And that runs on iPhone.
Any Android or iOS, you
Okay.
don't need to worry about. It's
And
cross-platform.
what does it cost?
It's free.
It's
They
free.
do have a subscription. I don't remember the number off the top of
Right,
my
right.
head, but they also have this awesome program that I can't quite remember the name of right now, but where they basically sponsor people and people gift subscriptions for a month for people who can't afford it, which is also a really good program. So if
And
you want more out
if
of
you're
the app,
paying
you
for
can.
it, what do you get that you don't get?
You get extra access to extra clothes and extra furniture. You get
I see.
access to more different kinds of journeys, different types of
Hmm.
activities, and you're also supporting, in my opinion, a very good app development team.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay, Christina, what's another tool that you would like to recommend to us?
Yeah, so for this one, there's a I want to say maybe movement called Buy Nothing. They're found through uh, Facebook groups, but you can also check out their website by Googling Buy Nothing, BUY, nothing. And basically, it's kind of what it says on the tin. So you go to a Facebook group in your area and you post, hey, I'm getting rid of this 2009 iMac I don't need anymore. Does
Uh-huh.
anyone want it? Or I'm getting rid of this desk. I'm getting rid of this blender. Does anyone want it? Or you could go to the group and see, oh, I really need a piece of Velcro. I don't want to buy a whole roll. Can I please, does anyone have some? And I have genuinely used it. It's just like, I don't want to buy a whole roll. I don't need a whole roll. I just need a little bit. And someone graciously just gave me a strip and I went to their
Right.
house and picked it up. It's kind of a way for neighbors to connect
Mm.
and to share with each other. It's just like, does anyone have any eggs? Like, I ran out
Hmm.
of milk, kind of thing. Depending on the group that you go to, there might be like I can't remember quite what it's called, but like a box, and then people will transport that box so you can like put in your women, there'll be like a box for women's clothes or kids' clothes,
Mm.
and you can put in what you don't need and take what you don't need
Okay.
and
A
there's one
give and
called a
take
seed
box. Huh.
library. Hmm?
Okay. So the group, the Facebook group is a buy nothing group. It's a group dedicated to that, but it is it's more neighborhoodly organized. So there's one group for every neighborhood.
That's correct. In
Okay.
Canada and America, as far as I know. I don't know about other countries and
Right.
but I know it's available in Canada and America, and you basically are sharing freely.
Right.
Some groups have
Right.
different
Right.
rules
Right.
on what promotion is and stuff like that.
There was yeah, I've seen Free Cycle was a website that was organized by
Mm,
neighborhoods. And the
yes.
idea was the same thing, was free cycle, free recycle, give and take. Um, but they weren't on Facebook. So this is maybe another iteration where you are working through Facebook.
Yes.
Um, and the idea is that anybody could start one of these groups if you don't have one in your neighborhood.
That's exactly correct. If you go to the Buy Nothing website, they give you instructions on how to start it, what rules basically to implement, how to set one up, how to moderate one. It's all basically volunteer run.
And what are some of the kind of rules that they have?
It's no self-promotion.
Okay.
My group in particular is quite strict on it. You can't post any links. So you have to like screenshot if you want to say, oh, I want this, and you can't post a link. You can't post the link. You have to post a screenshot of what you want. Um, be courteous, be kind. It's a family group, so no swearing
Mhm.
generally. But it also really depends neighbor to neighborhood. Some groups are very focused on like sharing and distributing only. They don't really promote events in the neighborhood. Other groups might promote events about the neighborhood and be focused more on the neighborly aspect
I
of Buy
see. I
Nothing.
see. Yeah.
Um, Another thing that isn't necessarily a rule, but I would say a caveat on Buy Nothing groups, it really is dependent on the neighborhood you live in. So some groups might have better access to resources because it's a more
Right.
well-to-do or
But
affluent neighborhood.
anybody need this car? I've got an extra car.
I have seen a Ninja Creamy go up on a Buy Nothing group. I am not joking. I was just like, wow, okay. That was very popular.
Yeah. Uh, and and so I guess in general, those who have and those who need kind of works out generally to approximately the same, or is there more people looking for things than there are available?
It it really depends on the group. My group, like it's actually a pretty good give and take, I find.
Right, right,
Some people just post random stuff. I'm like, you want to
right.
give that away? Sure, I'll take it. I've gotten a desk a really nice IKEA desk. I've gotten a
Yeah,
blender. I've gotten a slow cooker. I've gotten Velcro. Like just the
yeah.
most randomest stuff.
Yeah, no, I use the Craigslist free,
Right,
which is sort of similar, but not as a neighborhood oriented. It's just, it's a regional Bay Area. I live in the Bay Area, so it's the whole
right.
Bay Area. And there's a lot of furniture for free. That's all I can say.
Yeah, furniture is often a common one as well.
Yeah, a lot of furniture. Um, buy nothing. That's a great tip. And there's a website that you can go to find out where your where yours is in your area.
Yes. Or you can search buy nothing and then write in Facebook search buy nothing
Yeah.
and then your neighborhood. That would be likely the easiest. And if there isn't one,
Okay.
you could go to the website and start your own.
Okay. That's really great. So thank you for that. That's a wonderful tool. So, Christina, what's your fourth tool that you'd like to share with us?
Apple Password Manager.
Okay.
So for the longest time, Apple was doing their Apple thing, and the only way for you to keep access your passwords was through the keyboard and keychain. And if you want to change it or do anything, there
Yeah.
wasn't an app. You had to go into settings, hit
Mhm.
password, then put in your master password,
Mhm.
and then you could change it.
Mhm.
So with iOS 18, they finally released an app for iOS 18. So for those who don't have the money right now but happen to have an iPhone or a used iPhone,
Yeah.
Apple Password Manager is as secure as it's about as secure as any other password manager. I
Yeah.
can't speak it from a secure internet security. That's not my field, but it's a good alternative to then just keeping in an Excel spreadsheet or
Yeah.
having
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
same password for anything else.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
password managers, in my opinion, are just essential.
yes.
So if you, but they have been ones that, I mean, the good ones you have to pay for.
Hmm.
So this is now, Apple's now saying that they have a free one baked into the OS. And
Yes.
um, the way password managers work is that you have a master password that unlocks this, and then um, in the Apple, it's really great because it uses your face recognition
Yes. Or Touch ID, depending on
or
what phone you
touch,
have.
yeah, depending on it, to invoke the password. So you're not putting in passwords almost never. You're almost never putting in passwords yourself.
Yes.
It's all fairly
Um,
automatic, and yet your passwords are all mine are all randomly generated and very, very secure in that sense.
Yes, Apple Password has random generation passwords. It has secure sharing of passwords. You can create a group and you can add people so you can share that
Right,
subset of passwords if you're
right,
working or doing a school project or something.
right,
It also has this really cool feature where anytime you were shared Wi-Fi with a friend and you were at their home, it saves it. And
right.
there's a little section for Wi-Fi. You can add codes, you can add passkeys. I use it sometimes to write down credit card information.
Yeah,
So it's really secure and easy to use. In Safari, it automatically autofills in it. If you don't use Safari, it's a matter of copying and pasting.
yeah.
So it's really easy to use.
Well, they'll probably, if they're like the other password managers, they'll also make little, I don't know what you call it, widgets, apps for Chrome because I use 1Password and there's
Mhm.
a Chrome extension, I think it's called, that
I am
fills.
not sure just because it's Apple, because I use Arc. I don't think they use it, create an extension. I wish Apple did, but I doubt they ever would because they're Apple.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Um, uh, yeah, we'll see what happens with it, but it's a good start. So,
Yes, for sure.
um, and I guess the question is, will they must have, you say it works on Safari,
Yes.
so it works on your Mac that way.
Yes, it's cross-platform. It's
Right,
iPad, iPhone, and
right,
Mac.
right. So I do recommend, I haven't used Apple passwords. As I said, I've been a long time subscriber and promoter of password managers, and I've been using 1Password for forever. And it's changed. I mean, it's like, don't even think about other ways. This is the way to go.
Exactly.
And but although we'll see what happens. I mean, basically, your password is biometric. It's your face or your finger or something. That's what becomes your password,
Yes,
which
exactly.
is really where the way it should be. Um, so okay, well, thank you for that recommendation. I don't have it. I don't have the 18, but when I get it, I'll think about see how easy it is to move from an existing password manager over.
That's a good point.
That'll be a thing. Can you? Is it an easy migration?
That
Um,
I unfortunately don't know
yeah,
because, oh wait, no, I do. Well, for me, I used to use Dashlane and I just
yeah.
download the CSV and imported it to CSV, then immediately deleted the CSV.
I mean, it deleted the one that you had, so there was
Yeah.
no. Yeah, I see. I
Hmm.
guess that's a good idea. I don't know. Hopefully, you have a copy of it before you did that.
Oh, like I was like on Dashlane and I
Yeah.
just downloaded it and ensured all the passwords are in,
Yeah.
and then I deleted it. I didn't
Okay.
just, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, so that migration thing would be one issue for me, because I've had 10 years or whatever
Hmm.
of passwords, and they're all randomly generated, so there's no way to reconstruct them. Um, so okay, the Apple Password Manager. Thank you for that. That's really good. So Christina, do you have something you want to share with our audience right now?
Yeah, so as I mentioned at the beginning, I'm a home organizer or organizer of spaces. And some of you will have gotten everything you need from today. You have tips and ideas and tools you can implement into your home and into your spaces for organization. Others of you will be thinking, I have other questions about organization. I have some areas I don't have an answer for. If that's you, email me. My email is in the description, or I can say it here, fruitfulspaces@gmail.com. I have 4 spots open for a conversation with me about your unique conversation challenges and how to solve them. If you want one of those spots, email me.
So tell me a little bit more about the spaces that you are organizing.
Yeah, so I
Um,
do. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
what do you mean by that? I mean, I have, it can mean one thing in my head, and I'm not sure if that's the meaning that you have.
Oh yeah, so I do a wide variety. I've done whole houses where the person I worked with um had put in new furniture and they had just completely gotten rid of a bunch of stuff and they just want to reorganize so that they could easily find things and not lose things anymore.
Hmm.
I've done estate clearings where the person had passed on and the person needed to rent out the space in order to look after the asset for the while probate went through.
Right.
And so we basically cleared out the entire space and so that the house was rentable. I have done office organization where during the pandemic, um, the company had acquired a bunch of spaces and offices, and those weren't up to their spec and had a lot of personal items that people had left behind during the
Hmm.
pandemic. So it was my responsibility to get rid of that stuff and reorganize the office in the way
Hmm.
that best suited the company.
Hmm.
I can just do like one space in one room. It's just like my kitchen is a mess. I can't find anything. Please help me. There are people who downsize, who are older, who are trying
Yeah.
to move into a space so that they can manage their life a little bit better. I
Okay.
have a wide variety that you can all find
And
on my website as well.
and what is your superpower in this regard?
I would say that I have ADHD and I can, especially for people who have ADHD, it's really hard to do simple things like organize and have
Hmm.
executive function. But through the training that I've received and my own personal experience, I can specialize and help those who can't help themselves. So
Hmm.
regardless if the person has um, ADHD or has low organization skills, I can come up with tips and tricks and
I
tools that
see.
they can provide as ones that I've just explained here on
Okay.
can specifically help them.
So you are especially helpful for people who find it challenging to organize things.
Exactly.
Okay. Um, and do you do these things in person, or I mean, or do you kind of specialize in ones that are around Vancouver?
I do in person in Vancouver, and I also do virtual organization coaching. Now,
Mm.
that's a little bit different, and not many people know about that. But basically, it's about I don't know how to get to where I want to be, but I want to do it. So, my role in that case is like my previous client wanted their closet completely redone. And
Hmm.
so we went by shirts, by socks, by just
Right,
one
right,
little bit
right.
at a time. And I sat with her over Zoom and just like,
Hmm.
okay, are you sure you want to keep that according to the goals that you stated to
Right.
me before?
And so, how do you relate to like the Marie Kondo's approach? Is that something that is just one of several different techniques, or is
I
that
have actually never seen her stuff, and
okay?
Her show. Thanks for
Well, no, she
asking.
had a book. Originally, it was a
Oh,
book.
book. Okay, sorry. I know about the Netflix show.
Yeah, well, I've not seen that either, but I did read her book, which was the thing that made her famous.
Ah, okay,
And
gotcha.
she would do, like, I remember her clothes thing. So she'd have everybody, people take out all their clothes and make a big pile and then go through that and ask the question, when you touched this, did it bring you joy? And if it
Mm-hmm.
didn't, it goes out. So there was this
Um,
idea that you were looking for the joy as a criteria for whether
mm,
you were going to consider it or not. And you just went through the pile of them that way. And that was just for the clothes. So she had many other things that, and I was just wondering if that was sort of part of your vocabulary or whether that's a separate thing or where did that fit into your view?
yeah, I never, like I said, I've never read her book or watched the
Okay.
show. So I know about her stuff and that
Yeah.
I'm aware of it. But I'm also like, she recently had kids and has herself admitted recently that she doesn't really follow much of that. She doesn't follow as much because once she had kids, she realized just how hard it is to maintain. I also would say for people with chronic disorganization,
Uh-huh.
formerly known as hoarding, your
Yeah.
brain literally reacts differently to objects than to
Mhm.
other people. So thinking things that spark joy with someone with chronic disorganization, it that kind of mentality wouldn't work.
Mhm.
So it really is dependent. Some people really thrive on it, some other people don't. It just depends on their stages of life and who they are.
Mhm. Okay. Well, thank you for that. I wish you great success. And if
Thank
there
you.
are people out there who feel that you could help them, you've given your address and they can contact you. Thank you for offering of the slots. And especially thank you for your time and volunteering to share your favorite tools with us.
Oh, thank you. I love your show. I've been subscribed to your newsletter for many years at this point.
Sure. Well, thank you again, Christina, and wish you the best.
You too.
We are glad that you are enjoying this issue of the Cool Tools Show and Tell. I just want to remind you that we also have some other coolish material on our YouTube channel here. So please subscribe, comment, and like. This show and tell is also available in an Audible podcast form. If you just wanted to listen to us, you can subscribe to the podcast wherever you subscribe to other podcasts. And if you're already just listening to us, you should know that there is a visual version of this show on our YouTube channel where we're actually showing the tools. And there's a little bit more visual component there. In addition, the same folks that publish the Cool Tools website, that's all of us, me, Mark, and Claudia, we also put out a free newsletter every week. It's very, very short, just kind of one page or less. And we recommend 6 very brief items that are very succinct and easy to read. So you can deal with it in a couple minutes. And every week we bring you the 6 coolest things that we've uncovered and want to share. It's called Recommendo with one M. Just go to recommendo.com and you'll be able to find it there. It's free and you'll get it in your mailbox every Sunday morning. So join 80,000 other subscribers to and hear what we're thinking about and what we find cool that week. It's actually one of the most popular things that we produce. We also publish other newsletters as well. One of them is a very short, free weekly, like Recommendo, but for travel. It's called Nomadico, and it gives you 4 short recommendations for people who work where they travel or they travel while working. Another one is called What's in Your Now. It features things that are significant to you right now. Could be things that you carry every day or something very near you. We have another one that's about tools and tips for your workshop, and one that extracts the best stuff out of self-improvement books. You can get all those at our website, and they are also all free. And finally, I want to mention the fact that while our newsletters are free, they're not cheap. They're handmade by humans in California, and if you want to support us, we have paid subscriptions for each newsletter on Substack. So when you sign up for a paid sub, you're making it possible for us to keep creating them free for everyone else. So thank you for being a fan of any type, and we'll keep producing stuff if you let us know that you enjoy it. So thank you.